A shock result for Arsenal, some controversy in the Liverpool vs Chelsea fixture, and a win for Manchester United. You're watching Foot and Mouth. Welcome back to Foot in Mouth. Can we have another international break, bro? You think I'm ready for one?
Well, there is going to be one more coming up soon.
I'm ready for
I
one
don't know
right
if
now.
Arsenal get lost another month or two, but yeah.
Oh my days!
You went from the power of the sun.
In the palm of our hands, bro. And then Saliba just snuffed that sun out with one stupid moment.
Get into it, Logan.
Yeah, look, we're gonna start with Arsenal. No pussyfooting, as they say. It was a terrible day at the office, bro. Terrible day at the office. We all predicted, myself, Ethan, and Spons as well. Shout out Spons. We all predicted a very comfortable Arsenal win.
Yeah.
In the last episode.
Because why wouldn't we?
Because why wouldn't we?
No, although look, let's put some respect on Bournemouth's name. We can't completely shit on them.
Dude, I'm not even like a 2-1, a 1-0, a win.
We should have put more respect on Bournemouth.
No, 100%. 100%. I mean, going into it, Arteta obviously had spoken in the press conferences saying that Bournemouth are a team that probably should have more points at this stage in the season. It's unfortunate that against Arsenal was where they decided to make up for lost time.
They proved their point.
No, it was bad, bro. It was bad. It's the third game this season that Arsenal go a man down, thanks to William Saliba. You don't expect it from Saliba.
Is it thanks to Saliba? Trossard kind of set him up.
I think, look, thanks to Trossard, but at the same time, I always feel like and look, I ain't no professional player by any means.
But you got the shirt.
I got the shirt. I always feel like in those moments, even if it does result in a goal, it's better to just make sure your team still have 11 men. You know what I mean? And I think it was, he panicked. He absolutely panicked.
I actually don't think it should have been a red card, though.
I think it was a soft red. But letter of the law, he was the last man. Letter of the law says that it should be a red. The only reason that I'm annoyed that it was a red and not a yellow is because of what happened in the Liverpool-Chelsea game, which we'll get onto.
Exactly, yeah.
But in this game in particular, taking it in isolation, by letter of the law, that was a red card. I honestly, as an Arsenal fan, I agree with soft. Because I don't think that Evan Nielsen gets through on goal comfortably I think it's a goal scoring opportunity just by the fact that it was the last Arsenal player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So by all means, give the red.
So you don't think Howard Webb was in the stands?
I think that was sketchy.
Change it up.
I think that was very sketchy.
Give him the red.
I would like to know what he was doing in the stands in the first place. But,
yeah, I know.
Look, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm honestly this is the third time that we've got a red card this season, right? And to me, what's crazy is the fact that every time we've got a red card, we've had to play majority of those games with 10 men. They've all come in the first half.
They happen early.
They've all come early, bro.
Yeah.
And not that a red card hurts you at any point in a match, but we are doing ourselves especially hard by getting. I mean, the Declan Rice one was like in the 30-something minute.
Yeah.
The Saliba one was in the Trossard's one against Man City was like on the cusp. But still, bro, like we are having to play most of the matches with 10 men.
Whose fault is that?
It's Arsenal's fault.
Arsenal got they got a discipline issue.
Again, I will say the Declan Rice one, I'm going to argue.
Yes.
Forever. I don't think that was a discipline issue.
I know.
The Trossard one, I don't even think that was a discipline issue. I think that was just a professional footballer who was in the heat of the moment and he kicked the ball.
Yeah.
This William Saliba one, for me,
it's the only one that you agree with.
It's the only one that I genuinely think I can't argue with the red. Do you know what I mean?
Arsenal do have a weird history of getting red cards, though. Like I think in the top, like out of the top 4 or 5 teams, they do have the most red cards. That
since Arteta's taken over, I think we've gotten like 18 send-offs.
Yeah, this is just a thing that Arsenal do.
But
you'd think they have to change. Like this can't keep happening.
No, look,
they've already had more red cards this season now than the whole of last season.
You know what I will say is that again, this is what makes Arsenal fans sound crazy. But if you looked at each of those red cards, like as a neutral,
yes,
I think you could honestly argue that 80 to 90% of them are bizarre.
Yeah.
Like one of the red cards was in Martinelli got 2 yellow cards in the space of like 60 seconds.
Yeah.
You've never seen that before, won't see it again. One of them was when David Luiz got kicked by a Wolves striker when he was running behind him, and then David Luiz got a red card when he was behind the Wolves striker's foot goes back and he knocks David Luiz's knee, he drops to the ground, the ref gives David Luiz a red card. So there are a lot of those red cards that I think are just absolute nonsense calls by the referees. And again, anytime an Arsenal fan tries to argue these to justify
you kind of sound crazy right now,
crazy.
This dude's loco.
And look, I understand, and a lot of people are just at that point where look, just stop complaining.
Yes.
But I think there is some, like, look, a shit call's a shit call. You know what I mean? And by all means, you can say that Arsenal fans shouldn't like harp on every single one of those bad calls. But I don't think anything's really going to change with the officiating unless people do get on the FA's, on the PGMOL's backs about these bad calls, because consistency is the problem. But sticking with the present, this game in particular, look, to be fair, even with 11 men on the pitch, Bournemouth were playing well. It wasn't a comfortable game for us.
Better than Arsenal.
Yeah, it was not a comfortable game for us. Obviously, 11 men would have helped our chances. But yeah, Saliba gets sent off early. And then even, dude, Martinelli had the most golden opportunity of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. What's weird is like Sterling as well. Even like none of these guys really were that good.
Do you know? I honestly think that Sterling probably shouldn't have come off after the red card. I would have rather taken Trossard off. In all honesty,
because also he made the mistake.
Because again, as much as I will bash Saliba for making a stupid mistake,
it was on Trossard. That was a dead ball. That was a dead ball.
Absolutely set him up, bro. Like it was very uncharacteristic.
And obviously he was playing in the mid. And obviously the mid was set up. We heard people make jokes. You got 3 defensive midfielders in the mid.
Yeah, it looked like a very anti-attacking team.
Yes.
But
and Arsenal have done it to themselves. You add Smith Rowe, you add Vieira.
100%, bro.
They literally 100%. Arsenal have complete. I don't want to I don't think Arsenal had a bad transfer window, because obviously Calafiori is good.
Mm-hmm. Look, Marino is also a good player.
Is he though?
I think he is. We saw him in the Euro. And again, I always say don't judge someone based on an international tournament.
He wasn't starting in the Euros, was he?
Not every game. But he did come on to score some important goals at the very least. Yeah. And again, now in Spain's recent international break, he did start, I think, at least one of those games. He is a good player. At Real Sociedad, he did really well as well.
Would you have rather kept Smith Rowe or Moreno?
I would have rather both.
No, you don't get both in this fake.
In all honesty. Well, again, I honestly viewed Marino as more of a Thomas Partey replacement, because Partey is definitely on his way out. So, again, I don't think it's ideal. But in an ideal world, Odegaard doesn't get injured.
Yes.
And then this isn't a problem.
But you have to... Arsenal had a very good season last season with minimal injuries. Obviously, the season before that, Timber was out like the whole year.
Yep.
You kind of should have seen this coming. Or someone at Arsenal should have seen this coming.
You know what?
You can't just have Odegaard as the only creative midfielder.
On the note of Marino played in the number 10 role for Spain in the international break as well. So he is an... Okay, attack-minded sounds a little bit like definitive, but clearly...
He's supposed to be somewhat creative.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. However you want to view that midfield, it was enough to beat Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I know people can brand it as, it was 3 DMs. Marino, Partey, and Declan Rice is a strong enough midfield to A, win that midfield battle, right? And B, Declan Rice has goals in him. Thomas Partey has the odd goal in him. Mikel Merino has goals in him.
Yeah, weirdly enough, like I would have honestly put Deckers at the 10.
Either or, bro. Like either way, I think between those 3, it was the whole team in general.
And Trossard, obviously.
And Trossard as well. I think the team, when he named the lineup, yes, it wasn't one that made you go, oh my word, I can't wait to see this happen. But it was good enough to beat Bournemouth, bro.
So then why'd they lose? Why'd they get cooked?
I think the reason that they lost was because international breaks just screwed everything up, bro.
You have to remember it was raining.
No. Look, not at all. I honestly, I would have rather started Nwaneri. I think we said this before, that this is a game for Nwaneri to come in on. And when he came on, he looked lively, bro. I think as soon as he came on, it kind of showed all.
This sounds to me like Arteta's making the mistakes.
And that's what I was going to say. I think this is one of the very few instances since Arteta's taken over.
Few.
Well, in my opinion, for me, since Arteta's taken over, that I can sit here and say, I think Arteta got it wrong.
Yeah.
I think he got it wrong, bro. I wouldn't have rushed Marino into it because he is still new to the team. He is still having to settle into the style of play. He's having to settle. He knows the Premier League since his Newcastle time, but that was ages ago. So I think he is, in the grand scheme of things, still needing some working in time. And fair enough, on paper, considering the run of form Bournemouth were in, this was a decent game to try it out. It collapsed so much worse than I ever could have predicted it to, because Marino had a pretty bad game.
Yes, a lot of Arsenal did that.
A lot of Arsenal players did, but Marino in particular, I think, stood out, probably because he is the new guy also.
Yeah.
But like, it didn't work, bro. It didn't. The Saliba red card did not help. But like I say, even when we had 11 men on the pitch, it wasn't exactly fluid football.
And just quickly, obviously now Saliba's out for the Liverpool game.
He was out for the Liverpool game last season when we won.
Does that... Okay, so you're not counting Arsenal out?
No. Look,
you don't think Arsenal have lost the league already?
No, it's one loss. This is our first loss of the year. It's our first away loss since December last year.
But again, you're going up against Man City.
Yeah, we're going up against Man.
If Arsenal finish second again, what is your thinking?
If we finish second again, but we go down, like if we finish second with a fight, then again, the particular fan that I am, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I would, if we finish second with a trophy of any kind, then that's
second
fine.
No trophy?
Second, like same like last season.
Yeah.
If we finish second by like 1 point again.
Maybe it's more than 1 point this time.
Well, look, I would say by that point in the season, I would have to see how many games, in my opinion, we were robbed of points by the refs. Because last season, we should have won the season.
Are you considering this game a game you were robbed of points?
No. Okay. This game was just a terrible Arsenal performance. And big ups to Bournemouth.
Yeah,
they scored some very good goals, bro.
Yeah.
We were obviously done in by... Dude, Clivert, that set piece.
Semenyo did well. Yeah.
A set piece did us in, bro.
That is funny. Yeah.
So many fans are so delighted to see
that.
And also,
like, Bournemouth have like terrible set piece stats. So that is funny to see.
No, it is. It was a terrible game for Arsenal. It was a very good game for Bournemouth. I'm hoping that they can replicate the same form against Villa this coming weekend when we get into our predictions. But no, this game, it was Bournemouth's to win, bro. We deserved nothing from that game. We genuinely deserved nothing. But going into the Liverpool game with Saliba's absence, the one area of our game that I'm the most confident in is still our back line. So even though Saliba's not there, Timber can play centre back.
Kivior,
not only Kivior,
Calafiori.
But like everyone forgets that when Saliba was on loan, when Arteta first came in and he was on loan, that centre back partnership was Gabriel and Ben White.
Oh yes, Ben White.
And they did really well together. So Ben White's back in the team as well. He also didn't really... Again, no one had a very good game. Not even David Raya. But congrats to David Raya on getting engaged. Because the night before, he posted that his girlfriend did say yes to his proposal. Clearly, he had a good night. Because this man was switched off in this Bournemouth game, bro. Like, I couldn't understand it. It was sloppy in so many areas of the game, bro.
Yeah. Look, and there is... obviously, there's another game tonight. Don't Arsenal play Champions League tonight?
We are playing Shakhtar Donetsk tonight.
You want to give a quick...
Again, look, just in closing on the Bournemouth game, I think it was a one-off.
Yeah.
I really think it was a one-off.
Well, look, we'll see tonight. I don't know. Shakhtar is better than Bournemouth.
Yeah, they are.
So if Arsenal weirdly get cooked again tonight, then there's something to worry about.
Head-to-head wise, Arsenal and Shakhtar, we've each got 2 wins against each other. So it's pretty much even-steven right now.
Yeah.
But you have to go into this expecting Arsenal to be the favourites.
If Arsenal do badly in this game, it's gonna tell us a lot.
Yeah.
Because they need to bounce back from that Bournemouth game.
100%.
And it's kind of perfect. They've been given such a quick chance to like actually build.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
Literally. So and Saliba will play tonight. Obviously, he's suspended in the Prem. So tonight he's going to play full 90.
But also dude, Arsenal without Odegaard or Saka is dead.
Yeah, I think that was also unfortunate.
Attacking wise, they did.
That was also very unfortunate. The fact that Saka didn't even make the bench.
No, he didn't make it. Yeah, because of international.
Yeah, and even if he is fit tonight, don't play him.
Don't play him, yeah.
Do not play him, bro.
No.
I would rather Sterling as another run because I honestly think Sterling looked decent. And I still think that he shouldn't have come off in that Bournemouth game.
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing him start. I think Martinelli will probably start the game tonight. Yeah. Trossard will probably shift back to the midfield. And either Marino or Partey will sit bench. At least to start the game. But yeah, we have to bounce back. I fully expect us to bounce back. And if we don't bounce back, then this Liverpool game is looking even more scary.
If Arsenal do badly tonight, then I say season's done. If Arsenal do badly tonight, I say season's done.
Man, look, I still think it's early days.
I know it's early days.
To make any outright predictions like that. But I wouldn't blame anybody for thinking that way. And like I said, if we do end up bottling it this season, I'll be disappointed.
Which is very likely.
It's possible. I'll be disappointed, but at the same time, I still think a lot goes into how it happens. Like I said, last season, I think we were hard done by in at least 3 games.
Yes.
You could point at where referees screwed us.
This season, that's how it goes, dude.
No, 100%.
You get hard done.
100%, but at the same time, like I'm not going to call for a manager to be sacked based on that. That's out of his hands. So if we finish second this season.
But I don't know. Look, at some point, Arsenal, you expect them to... I know you got 10 men. You expect them to win games like Bournemouth. At some point, you need a coach who's going to take them to the next level where they do win these games.
Fair enough. I still say based off of last season finishing behind City by 1 point is not bad.
No, it's not bad. But I'm just saying if it happens again, then I'm kind of like, okay, maybe we do need to sit down or someone.
And that's why I said I need more context.
Yeah.
Come the end of the season, if we do finish again by like 1 point, but again, if I can pick out like 3 or 4 games where it was like, geez, we were screwed over there, then look, again, this is going to hurt us. This is our own fault, this Bournemouth game. So if we lose the season by 3 points.
Yes, I don't think it's going to be by 3,
bro.
But yeah.
Then it's like, we really did it to ourselves.
Do you want to give a score for tonight? Shakhtar Donetsk.
Score for tonight. I am going to say the same thing I predicted for the Bournemouth game. I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal.
Sheesh.
I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal. I think everybody moves back to their more familiar positions. I think it's a more familiar lineup that's going to play. And I think that the players are going to have a lot to prove.
Arsenal haven't looked that good in Europe, have they?
No, Arteta himself has got a pretty bad record in Europe. So that's why this... And again, when you look at it, I think our next Champions League game is Inter Milan away. So... The Shakhtar game is a must-win, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yes, I totally think Arsenal should and must win, but I don't think it'll be 3 goals.
You don't think 3-0?
No, look, I'll go Arsenal win 2-0 max.
2-0?
2-0 max.
I'll take a 2-0. But yeah, I think, like I said, lineup-wise, I think everybody's going back to the usual spots, bro.
Yeah.
Havertz up top. Maybe Jesus gets a start in Saka's absence instead of Sterling, but I think everyone is... for the most part, going to be in more familiar positioning, which I think is going to make a world of a difference. So, yeah, that's my prediction for the Shakhtar game, and those are my thoughts on the Bournemouth game. That was a horrible defeat, bro, and it especially sucked when it happens after seeing Spurs win so convincingly.
Well, yeah, we can touch on Spurs real quick. So, Spurs won 4-1 against West Ham. West Ham scored first.
Yeah. A nice goal.
Yeah, no, it was a nice goal, but yeah.
It was a nice goal.
I did say Spurs would win.
Yeah, we did predict Spurs
actually
wins.
Aren't a bad team. I think they've only conceded one more goal than Arsenal this season.
Yep.
And attacking wise, I think they all said obviously Son is back now. Son's been away, so to see him come back and score,
Madison
he's a difference maker.
Yeah,
Madison off it. That I don't know what to make of really. Madison is a good player.
Yeah, on his day.
Yeah, on his day, I still think he's better than like Kulusevski though. Like I think he should.
I still rate Kulusevski, boy.
Yeah, well, look, we saw Kulusevski but I still think Madison should be starting over Kulusevski. No chance. I think Madison should. I think he's a good player. But yeah, West Ham. You don't know what you got till it's gone, eh?
This manager is.
This is not going well.
I wanted to give him more time. I really wanted to give him more time, eh? But I would not be if this continues. I don't think he's gonna be in a job by Christmas, bro.
No, I think he's very much on the list for first man. Like obviously Ten Hag and
he's jumped.
Yeah,
them, bro.
Ten Hag and Andrew are there, but now it's just Lopetegui.
And what's sad is that I genuinely felt that West Ham had the best or second best transfer window, bro.
A lot of people have said that. I said that as well. Obviously, who would they bring in again?
They brought in Wan-Bissaka. They brought in Guido Rodriguez.
Yes.
They brought in Fulkrug.
Every
position, they bought a whole bunch of players in different positions that all helped them.
Yeah, they got that defender from Wolves as well, the captain.
Yeah.
Now, look, he's been there for like 5 months-ish now.
It's not looking good, bruv.
It's really not looking good. Do they switch now? Do you just sack him now, get a new manager?
I honestly think you have to wait till the next international break.
Do you get Moyes back? Do you get
damage control for a second time around?
Does Palace get Hodgson back? These are two teams who sold. You know what I mean? These are two teams who are doing much worse than they were when the old man was in charge.
And it was looking like greener pastures.
Yeah.
Bro.
So look.
The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
But obviously there are still options. Potter is out there.
Potter to West Ham is a very interesting idea.
What's that dude from? That dude who didn't go to Liverpool?
Amorim's. I don't see him leaving Sporting for West Ham. You know what I mean?
But there are people out there though. I think West Ham.
Gareth Southgate.
Honestly, Southgate and West Ham makes a ton of sense.
I mean, if Southgate does go to one of them, then who do United have on their short list?
I know. Thomas Frank.
Yeah, that's true. He's still the best for me.
But yeah, no. Look, I think Spurs actually look very good. I have no issue with Ange. We saw Ange making tactical changes in this game, and it worked.
Yep.
But yeah. West Ham is
they in the mud,
anomaly, dude.
And I saw some people saying even after West Ham went 1-0 up, because again, you know me, I don't watch Spurs games. But I saw people saying that after West Ham went 1-0 up, it still didn't look like they were going to win the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a convincing result for Spurs.
And another convincing result was Man United beating Brentford.
Yeah.
And when I predicted 2-1, who else predicted 2-1? Did anyone else say 2-1?
Swansea went for a 4-1 slapping for United. He thought Brentford were going to take 4-1. What's funny is I remember what I said in the episode was my first prediction was 2-1 United. And in the episode, I changed it to 2-1 Brentford.
Nice. Smart.
Smart,
man.
Bro.
But yeah.
Another game with very good goals, bro.
Yeah, no, dude, especially
the
United goals.
Yeah, the United goals were just... Garnacho has that's at least 2 goal of the season contenders to his name so far this season.
Yeah, easily. But yeah, no, look, let's get into it. The first half actually was pretty meh. Didn't see much happen. I think Brentford scored right at the end of the first half.
The main talking point of the first half was De Ligt getting his head busted, bro.
And then also like going off multiple times for them to close up the bus, just for him to start bleeding again. And then obviously he starts bleeding. We concede a corner. They score off the corner while De Ligt is off the field.
I'm not going to lie. I thought to myself, if this game ends 1-0, Ten Hag is never going to stop talking about that.
I know. And he shouldn't, because that's
it
terrible.
was ridiculous.
But again, though, who do you blame more, the ref or the physio team? You know what I mean? Close him up the first time. You can't take him off 3.
I do kind of blame the ref a little bit in a sense of, if a player is bleeding that much from his head, you stop the game.
You stop the game, yeah.
You stop the game,
because if you didn't see it, it was literally like running down the dude's face,
bro. And look, fair play to him. Man played through it, bro.
No, he played through it.
He was insisting
and he
on
wanted to be on the field for the corner. But yeah, look, we concede off a corner with 10 men on the field. Would we have conceded if De Ligt was still on the field? I don't know. Probably not.
I think it was a good goal regardless.
Yes, it was
a really nice header.
Yeah,
really nice header.
He's good.
Yeah, your namesake, bro.
But no, look, I think honestly, there were a ton of mistakes that happened there. The medical team could have honestly just bandaged him up, send him out there, let him play.
Bro.
I mean, you can't come off 3 separate times for fucking bleeding.
Exactly.
By the second point, you just wrap that shit up and you know what I mean?
Or you take him off or something, bro. Or something.
But yeah, the first half was pretty non-eventful other than that goal. Second half, United immediately come in with a goal.
Yeah.
Garnacho's goal, what a pass from Rashford all the way across the field.
What
and
a
again,
finish.
Well, I know what a finish as well.
Bro.
We seen in this game, Garnacho had a few chances. Garnacho by far was the best attacking threat.
Yeah,
I think
that's safe to say.
Yeah, and I think he won man of the match as well or something like that. Garnacho did look good. He did have a lot of chances. Generally, United had a lot of chances. United had more possession. Oh, actually, Brentford had more possession, which is weird because Brentford don't usually do that.
Yeah,
but again, United are a counter-attacking team. Bro. Yeah, United are a counter-attacking team. If not giving us possession kind of plays into our end. That's why Garnacho does get into these spaces. But yeah, Garnacho could have had like 2-3 goals. Eriksen missed a sitter when
Yes, he did.
Dude, bro. I cannot. And he's been doing so well.
I told Nate when we were watching the game, shout out Nate, I was just like, that's not who you expect to miss a chance like that in this United team at the moment. No, you expect it from Bruno, if anyone. You expect it
from a lot of other players. Even Casemiro, like anyone else. But Eriksen has been doing so well, both for club and country. You expect him to put that away. But yeah, Brentford didn't have many chances at all. Like, I can't think of it like, obviously the goal, but I can't think of any more chances that Brentford actually had.
That's fair. And again, you silenced them for the opening 6 minutes, which is fantastic because they have been punishing teams in the opening 6 minutes.
We silenced Mbeumo for the whole game. Mbeumo did nothing.
Bro.
And again, Martinez was the left back. Shout out to Martinez doing a job at left back. Johnny Evans did well.
I do. Again, that's where Arteta had him. That was the position in mind for Martinez if he came to Arsenal.
Because I mean, we've seen Timber do exactly the same thing. Martinez probably.
That was the idea, bro.
And after watching him play there, if we don't have anyone else who can actually play there, let him play there.
I think that's fair, bro. I think you look clearly Maguire and Evans can do a job.
Yeah,
now, no. Maguire and De Ligt, I think with Martinez on the left, I think that's decent.
It's not Maguire, it's Evans and De Ligt. Evans and De Ligt.
Maguire's
injured.
Maguire's injured.
But obviously he has played left back at Ajax, I guess.
Yeah. So, well, again at Ajax he played. I think he also played as a DM at Ajax.
Yes,
as well,
he did play as a DM. So yeah, he obviously can play there. Let him do it. He didn't look bad at all. Obviously,
not at all.
His height affects him in the central a lot, but I mean on the wing, he's fast, he's physical. Let him play there.
Yeah.
Eriksen had a good game, obviously, other than the miss. Casemiro actually had a good game as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, as obviously, and then Rashford, that ball over the top. We saw him play those 2 nice balls against Liverpool, and we make the jokes.
Yeah.
But those are 2 nice crosses he played to Xerxes against Liverpool. He clearly can play a cross. So I'm glad that he's doing it more. Obviously, he was on the right. Garnacho on the left was perfect. And Højlund's goal as well. Nice striker's goal.
Yeah, honestly, that was cheeky, boy.
That was a nice little finish. Just to chip it over the side.
That's a goal that a player with mega confidence goes for.
And again, I think that solidifies he is the number 1 choice. Between
100%.
him and Xerxes, Højlund's, if you thought there was a question, watch that game.
Yeah.
Speaking of Xerxes, looking lost when he did come on.
That's true, bro.
I don't really know what is up with Xerxes.
Do you think he's just putting too much pressure on himself now to perform at this? I mean, obviously it's still early into his United career, but he opened up with a debut goal.
Yes.
And ever since then, it's been the most hot and cold.
It's been a lot of cold.
A lot of cold.
But yeah, no.
Do you think he's overthinking things?
I think, he's nervous, he's new, he's young. I think there's a lot of things playing into account. And also, his style in general is very passive. Whereas Højlund is super direct. Højlund is like Haaland.
Literally, bro.
If he gets the ball, he's running at the
he
goalkeeper,
advances,
nothing else. So I think his style of play matched with his passiveness right now, I don't think it's helping him. He will get better, obviously.
100%.
But Højlund is number one. You watch him play, he's so direct. He's like Garnacho. I love players who are just direct. They may not be the best, but at least they get you somewhere.
That's true.
And obviously the little back heel pass from Bruno.
Assist of the season,
and again, that's why Bruno is there.
That was slick.
It was so sick. As shit as Bruno is, he's there for moments like that. He can do shit like he can do shit
that one moment.
Exactly. Bro. He can do things that not a lot of other players can. Like, let's be honest.
I lost my shit when I saw that pass go off because I was just like, there's no way he actually did that.
That is Bruno. That's why you have Bruno. But I'm glad Ten Hag could silence the critics, me included, for a while. I know it's just Brentford, but Brentford are a good team.
No, that's the thing. I think Brentford is a team that you don't say, oh, it's just them.
Yeah, Brentford's a good team.
Especially with Thomas Frank at the helm.
Yeah.
They're a proper Premier League club, bro. But how much time does this buy Ten Hag, you think?
Oh, look, I think it buys him at least a week.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And also,
it's a game at a time.
buys him at least 1 week statistically.
The minute United drop the ball again, bro.
But actually, it may not even buy him that because we also have a Europa game this week on Thursday against Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
Fenerbahce.
The Jose Mourinho return.
Obviously, a lot. I think Amrabat's there. I think Fred's there. So there's a lot of United returns.
Fred's even got himself a hat-trick while he's been there this season, bro. Like,
this is harder than Brentford.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I think so. I think, again, because of the emotion that's going into this game.
And Mourinho's not going to want to lose to United.
So Mourinho is going to want to embarrass Ten Hag and United, actually, for that matter.
And again, we mentioned Arteta's European record. United have a very bad Europe. I don't think we've won a single Europa game so far this season.
And obviously, this carries on from your Champions League horrors last season.
So Ten Hag and United, I think, have an even worse European record than Arteta.
Well, hey, there's going to be no Bruno for this one.
Why?
Didn't he get sent off in the Porto game? Who got sent off in the Porto game?
Was there a red card in the Porto game?
You guys were 2-0 up and then you ended up, it was 3-3 in the end, but I'm so sure you were a man down in that game.
We may have been. I remember Bruno got one card rescinded at one point. Was it not
because he had red cards in back-to-back games.
Yeah, was it not this one that got rescinded?
No way.
Was it the Premier League?
It was the Prem one. It was the Prem one. Look, I'm going to Google while you break down what you expect from this Fenerbahce game.
But yeah, look, I don't know if Maguire's back. Mazraoui came on as a sub and is apparently back. His whole odd condition thing, I guess he can play with it.
Would you?
Would I want?
I mean, would you take that chance,
yes, I would.
bro?
Mazraoui should play. Obviously, Martinez, we can keep him on the lurk. Johnny Evans and the lurk did a job.
Yeah, Johnny Evans again.
I know, Johnny Evans again. Shout out to Johnny Evans.
He's like Benjamin Button at this point, bro. Dude, he's just getting younger with every game.
Except he's balding. But, look, do you start Xerxes? Just to I don't know. I
guess with his form.
But we have to win, don't you?
Yeah, Bruno got sent off against Porto.
Okay, so we don't have Bruno. So Eriksen will play in his place. We'll see Casemiro start, obviously. Ugarte, I don't know if he's still injured or not. But yeah, Xerxes... Maybe you just want to win. You just play Højlund because he can score.
That's the thing. And I think Ten Hag, the most important thing for him to do now is to get wins on the bounce.
Yeah, and for that you have to play your first team.
Just start your strongest team.
So then Højlund starts. Probably Rashford starts. We probably see Garnacho again. These players are in good form. But yeah, we should beat Shakhtar. Let's be honest. Much Fenerbahce. Much like Logan says, Arsenal should beat Shakhtar. United should beat Fenerbahce. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
On paper,
no matter the context. Even though it's an away game.
Exactly.
It maybe not a walkover.
I don't even know if it's an away game. Is it?
I think it's an away game. Is it? It may not be a walkover win, but United should at the very least, even if it's a cheeky 1-0 or a 2-1 or something like that.
I see it. I foresight this thing being...
Yeah, it's an away game.
I foresight this being a draw. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah?
My prediction is United win, but I see this fucking being a draw. But yeah, look, terrible record in Europe. But Ten Hag's got some momentum now. Let's keep it going. The team actually looked like they were playing for him. They played well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we conceded first and to come back.
Yeah.
So look, I'm expecting United to win.
I'm also expecting a United win. Do you want to put a score on it?
Against Fenerbahce. I don't even know Fenerbahce, to be honest. I know.
Let's see how they're doing in the Turkish league.
Yeah, I don't even I have no context of what Fenerbahce is.
But you know enough of the players and you know the manager.
And so look, I clearly know something. But yeah,
they are coming off the back of a 2-2 draw with Samsunspor.
Samsunspor. Now that's a team I know.
And in the table, they are fourth. They've got 5 wins, 2 draws, just 1 loss.
Shit.
Galatasaray leading the way.
So I'll say 2-1. I'll say United win 2-1.
2-1?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. You would take a 2-1, of course.
I would take a 2-1.
I mean, at this point, I think any football fan would just take any win because anything can happen in football now. And
speaking of anything, let's just run through. Aston Villa beat Fulham 3-1.
Yeah, I predicted a 2-2.
Yeah, but I mean, this makes sense.
It does make sense. I think in hindsight, I should have known better.
Yeah, I should have
known better. Ollie Watkins again coming through. He's starting to find some form now.
Brighton beating Newcastle 1-0. I didn't predict it. I thought Newcastle kind of looked dead in the water. I don't know what Eddie Howe's doing. Maybe he should have gone to England.
They actually a proper hot and cold team so far this season because last time out,
I know.
Before the international break, they looked decent.
I know. Leicester beating Southampton 3-2. I did say Leicester would win.
You did. I think I went for a draw in that game. Southampton, honestly, just their own worst enemy at this point. Aaron Ramsdale, you are getting relegated again, my friend.
Dude, and then again, Everton beating Ipswich 2-0.
Yeah.
Everton actually won.
And Dwight McNeil again.
Dwight McNeil, yeah, exactly.
Dwight McNeil again, bro.
Let's touch on Wolves, man. Obviously, okay, so Wolves score first.
And then Man City obviously equalized, which is fine.
But again, look, it was a good game though. I mean, Wolves defended the whole game. Man City's goal came from Guardiola on the edge of the box.
Wolves deserved at least a point from that game.
They definitely deserved. They did deserve something.
We get to the end of 95th minute.
Yeah, and a corner comes in, and Bernardo Silva's playing with Jose Sa in the box, and the goal goes in through Johnny Stones. Do you think he was impeding him?
This is where I'm gonna say. I'm not like, this is my Arsenal cap off, you know what I mean?
You got an Adidas cap.
This is not as an Arsenal fan speaking now. This is a football fan.
Yeah.
That goal should not have stood, bro. In my opinion, it shouldn't have stood.
How does that make sense, though? When Arsenal do this shit for a living, basically.
we don't do it like that,
we've seen Ben White pulling off players' gloves.
No, yeah, but look, that's just shithousery. We don't see Ben White absolutely stopping a goalkeeper from moving. Do you know what I mean? I think Bernardo... and again, whenever Ben White is there, there's always an opposition defender on him as well.
But again, then Wolves go put someone on him.
No, 100%. But the fact that there wasn't a Wolves defender on this doesn't change the fact that Bernardo Silva did impede Jose Sa, in my opinion.
Look, I think as a goalkeeper in that position, just bumble the dude out, make it a foul, then just bumble the dude.
But then it's a pen.
No, I'm not saying. But then they can go back and look at him fussing
I
you
suppose.
up and shit. You are the goalkeeper in this. And also, let's be honest. Jose Sa is a big dude. Bernardo Silva is a small dude.
That's true. He even said himself he doesn't go to the gym. He doesn't do weights.
Yeah. Jose Sa should literally just push him out the way. You can still move around and put your hands on him. I
do understand. I just think again now we're finding all this leeway in the letter of the law, but the letter of the law.
But this is what Arsenal do. Arsenal have been doing things like this.
No, like I said,
and not just Arsenal, but a lot of teams' tactics is just mess with the goalkeeper.
Again, the way
and you look at it when the ball is headed, Silva's not there.
My issue here is that Bernardo Silva had zero intention for this ball from the minute he was in Jose Sa's way.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, this was literally you just impeding. A lot of people are saying it was just a smart tactic. It was just smart play.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If that's your opinion, it's your opinion. In my opinion, I just think it was just a little too convenient at that stage in the game for VAR and the PGMO and all the fucking powers that be to just be like, yeah, that's fine. Because I honestly believe if that was any other club, that goal gets ruled out. I genuinely believe that, bro.
Even if you believe that, in my opinion, if you do believe that, then soccer's heading the wrong way.
It is, but it's been heading the wrong way.
To me, that was fine. As a goalkeeper, just come out, push him away or whatever. And he did push him away, but push him away earlier. And save the corner.
I suppose, and I guess
it's a fair point because I watched Ben Foster's podcast and he actually also said he thinks that's a foul and he's obviously a goalkeeper.
But again, I also feel like he may be biased towards
because he is a goalkeeper.
Because he is a goalkeeper.
But yeah, look, you're not the only one who thinks that it is a foul. I personally don't think it's a foul.
It's a proper debate. Yeah, it's a proper debate.
But no, look, Wolves hard done. Bro.
They should have got a point.
And what's sad is like that's a cherry, pun intended for the Bournemouth thing. That's a cherry on top of a very shit season so far for Wolves. Yep. If you want to talk about teams being done in by PGMOL, Wolves is at the top of the list.
Well, again, they started off the season getting away with a harder show against Arsenal.
Yeah.
So, again, I said a few episodes ago, I hope they get relegated this season, bruh. Because
Yeah.
that first game of the season, they showed
No,
absolute...
look, but again, let's be honest. They showed fight in this Man City game. I don't
they
think,
did,
I don't
they
think they
did.
will get relegated. They look good enough.
And also...
Jose Sa made multiple good saves. The only other City goal came on the edge of the box because they couldn't physically push it any further. Shout out to Gvardiol as a left-footed centre back to score that with your right foot.
Also, shout out to Erling Haaland for staying humble. You know?
Yeah,
He's staying humble, brother. Staying humble.
And speaking of humble, Chelsea lose to Liverpool.
Now, this was a good game.
Yeah, this is a good game. Yeah.
And I'm gonna admit it now. I do have my foot in my mouth a little bit here because
Name of the show.
You
said
thought
Chelsea
that
would get
Chelsea
cooked.
were gonna
Yeah.
have. Not only did I think they were gonna get cooked, but I mean my overall prediction for them this season.
Yeah.
I think I was very wrong about
Yes,
it.
Yeah, I mean clearly. No, Chelsea is a top 4 team. Without a doubt, Chelsea is going to be fighting Villa and Spurs for top 4. That's it, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
And that's why Maresca won't get fired.
yeah,
'Cause
if Maresca again, because even you want to talk about like we gave Ange props for making pragmatic changes. Maresca made some very smart changes in this game.
I know, but again, you saw him sub off Todibo. We'll get into the Todibo file. We saw him sub these guys off right after they conceded.
Adorabioyo, wasn't it? Not Todibo.
Oh yeah, what is it?
I don't know. I barely know how to pronounce his name.
Some.
Adorabioyo or something.
But we saw him get subbed right after he conceded. So look, it's defensively, obviously
There's question marks.
there's question marks. It's the Colwell penalty. That's definitely penalty.
Yep.
But
Again, should have been a red card in this game.
when he kicked at him,
Should have been. No.
Oh,
when Jota was brought down. When
Yes.
when the exact Saliba incident happened.
so that incident happens and it's a yellow card. You see, here's my thing. I think the Saliba one should have also been. I think both of these should have been yellow cards.
I think both of them should have been the same decision. Simple as.
But you're saying red cards. You're saying they both should have been red.
Yeah, like I said, based off the Saliba one, I mean, in isolation, I said I think Saliba's that incident because again by letter of the law, last man
Yeah.
pulls the striker down. That's a red card.
Yeah.
The Chelsea incident was no different.
I know it is very similar.
It was no. I would
you
like
watched
to
them-
see yellows given
Yeah.
for those, but
and that's the thing. In my opinion, I think the Chelsea one was the right one. I think they both should have been given as yellows.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and then obviously there was the Sancho thing in the penalty in the box of Trent. Should that have been? There were a lot of iffy penalty calls in this game.
And then Sancho obviously also got hooked at halftime, much like Maddison.
Yeah, and then and obviously there was the Sanchez one where Curtis Jones puts him through the legs and Sanchez takes him. And is that a penalty?
I would have given that.
You would have given that. I don't think, but he gets the ball. I know it's very slightly.
That's the thing.
He touches the ball with the inside of his
on
leg.
a technicality, it's like, nah, I got ball.
So you would have given that a pin.
I actually would have, and I don't know if this is just the Arsenal bias in me now.
Yeah, everything against Chelsea. Yeah, that's a pin.
Look, with that being said, I do actually think Chelsea probably deserved at least a point from this game.
Chelsea had more possession.
I genuinely think that, and it pains me to say this, especially again, like I said, after having seen Spurs win and Arsenal lose so terribly, to see Chelsea go out and perform in a way that makes me go, yeah, they probably deserved more. They did absolutely deserve something from that game.
They made individual mistakes, which led to these. And obviously, Salah scores the penalty. He becomes the joint ninth in the all-time the Premier League goal-scoring chart with 162 goals. He's the sixth for the most goals and assists in a single club in the Premier League with 232 goal contributions. He's a Premier League legend.
100%.
Is he on Thierry Henry's level?
No. I think, look, we can probably say he's in the same ballpark.
Okay.
But the one thing that I'll always hold Henry in higher esteem for is I think Salah's had more seasons in the Premier now.
He's had more.
So, and again, remember Henry's record of 20 plus goals, 20 plus assists in a single season. Like, that was unheard of from a striker.
Okay, so
Do you know what I mean?
But he's up there.
I think he's up
He's
there.
better than Hazard.
Yes, I admit now that he's better than Hazard. He's better than Hazard. I still think if you were asking me to bolt together my dream team, I'd take Prime Hazard over Prime Salah, but just because how you can integrate players around him. But there's no arguing that Mo Salah is probably the best African player that's played in the Premier League, hands down.
Yeah,
that much is for sure. But
no, I think he goes down as a genuine Premier. Like he will be spoken about forever. He goes down as a Premier League legend.
This is a guy who he may look like he's going on to a dip, and then as soon as he switches it on again, it's just like with this guy.
And at the rate he's going, he's still got easily another 2 years.
Do you think this is going to be another season where he gets? I think what's he on, like 4 or 5 years in a row of like 20 plus goals.
I think he gets it again, yes. Because I think he's in this whole Arnie slot system, I think he's even more of a focal point than he was with Klopp.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and a player who wasn't a focal point, Palmer. Absolute stinker. He's did nothing. He had chances. He took shots, got blocked, missed shots.
Yep.
Nothing. Non-existent.
I did say going into this game, after his run with England,
Exactly.
I said this may be a sign, and again, it's just one game.
Yes.
And it is Liverpool.
Yes.
It is Liverpool.
But the thing is, though, he's been getting a lot of praise recently. People have been saying the best. I've said
You've been
best,
saying best
player in the
league.
Premier League. To not show up in the big games, we shit on Saka when he does it.
Only difference is Saka shows up in the big
Shaq,
games.
yeah, doesn't think Saka does show
Saka
up.
shows up in the big games.
Is Palmer overrated? Are we a little, or is this
honestly-
just one game?
You know, I don't think he's overrated. I think that this is just a bad day at the office, bro. And this is
very
another
bad day.
instance where I think, again, international... For Chelsea to have had a fixture like this after the international break was especially unlucky.
Yeah.
Because your entire rhythm is thrown off. Not that they had much before the international break, because they did obviously get a draw before the international
Yes.
break started. But I still think it does do something to the dynamic of the team. And especially when someone like Palmer, who has all this hype about him,
Yes.
has absolute no-shows for the international team.
Yeah.
He brings that with him back to the club.
Okay.
So I think it's just a one-off. I don't think that he's the best player in the league, but I
Mm-hmm.
also don't think he's overrated by any means. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, ice cold Palmer,
Ice
definitely
cold.
definitely cold on the day, bro.
But look, like we said, Chelsea did lose, but they can be happy. They can kind of be happy with a loss
it was a good
in a
performance,
weird
bro.
way. Yeah.
I honestly think going into that game, they probably were expected to not win, whether
Yes.
you thought maybe a draw, but I don't think anybody really expected them to turn up.
And especially
at Anfield.
to have more position.
That's
Like,
the thing. They outplayed Liverpool.
They outplayed Liverpool.
in the
And again,
metrics.
you could argue how much of this is Liverpool letting them have the ball. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But yes, they outplayed Liverpool. Can Liverpool still win the league? You still putting them
Yes.
Yeah.
In my initial predictions, I had them at fourth with Villa in third.
now?
And I did
that's-
say that those two could be interchangeable.
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely more in favor of Liverpool finishing at least third now.
Yeah, they could be in a title fight.
I
It
think
could
they
be
could
it
be.
could be a Liverpool
Last season-
Arsenal City title
Last
fight.
season, that was how it was.
Yes, that was
You
how
know
it
what I
was.
mean?
Up
Up
until
until the
the-
last, like 3 weeks
Up until
maybe?
Klopp announced his retirement and then they fell.
Up until United.
Yes, when we
Up
cooked them,
until
yeah.
United cooked them, bro. But
Hopefully we do the same this season.
on Liverpool, I will say Curtis Jones,
Yeah, Curtis Jones.
my man.
And we saw Curtis Jones say that he's loving playing under Arnie Slot.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
before the season started, he said he loves this.
Even though he's not exactly a regular starter for the team.
No, he's not.
But what a performance.
Yeah,
bro.
player of the match, I think.
I think
And,
player of the week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Player of the week, bro.
yeah, he's clearly whatever him and Arnie Slot and him got some kind of they got something right, and
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both happy with each other. They probably both exactly what each other want.
Yeah. And also on his slot, I absolutely love this guy.
I know he's a cool dude. He
I
seems so
love
cool.
this
Yeah,
guy. And
he
even
seems
his
really-
energy on the touchline,
I know.
bro.
Did you see him shouting when
He was losing his mind, and I love to see it,
the
bro.
shot of Darwin Nunes screaming into him, screaming like it was the perfect like.
Director was on point,
Dude,
yo.
I've never seen a
The
player.
director was on
I've never
point.
seen a player and a manager on such synchronized and such emotions, dude. But yeah, no, he seems like a cool dude.
No, I
Genuinely,
love
he
him.
seems like a
I
cool dude.
honestly think, again, we always talk about the manager of the season, manager of the year.
It's hard to argue.
Arnie Slot
Bro,
so far, bro.
If you take away that Nottingham Forest loss, which probably,
Arnie
which
Slot
probably
so far.
shouldn't have happened, he
Look,
is literally undefeated.
that Nottingham Forest loss, that's football.
I know it's like Arsenal,
That-
Bournemouth. Yeah,
It's a little
no, it's
sue.
exactly the same
It's a
thing.
little soup, but yes, it is absolutely the same as that, bro. And I think that this guy is absolutely doing a job.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool look very set for the next few seasons if all things go well. Based on the run that he's had so far, and obviously this is the start of a very tough
Yes,
run for Liverpool.
They play Arsenal next.
This
obviously,
is the start of a very tough run for them.
But
And
Chelsea's-
look, they've got Real Madrid coming up in the
Yes,
Champions League
yeah.
as well. But you obviously take it one game at a time. And this game, if you can win against one of your
Yeah.
main league rivals
And
without having the dominance
Exactly.
in the key areas of the
And
game.
Chelsea Liverpool's always been relatively competitive.
Yep.
Like it's always like no matter even if Chelsea's in a shit spot or Liverpool's in a shit spot, this is always for the last like 10 years. It's a pretty
a good
competitive
fixture.
game, yeah.
Especially for the neutral, bro. It's a very good fixture.
So for them to win, even though Chelsea were arguably the better team, it's even more.
Says a lot, bro.
Yeah, it's even more impressive.
It says a lot, but
and obviously with Keller and stuff, not even their main goalkeeper.
yeah, I've actually seen people sharing stats about like Keller versus
Yeah.
Alisson. And obviously Keller has played way less football.
But he's so good.
But he's a very
When he has
good
played, he's
goalkeeper.
made an impact.
I think Liverpool could end up with the situation on their hands like we had with Leno and Martinez.
No, but remember, they're going to get that other goalkeeper.
That's what I'm saying. Once they get Mamardashvili, neither of those goalkeepers is going to want to sit back up. And Keller, I think, at least in the absences of Alisson, when the on and off occasions, he's shown enough that he should be starting for at least a Premier League club. So once they get Mamardashvili in, it may be a little bit... Look, either way, they're going to get money for Keller if they do end up selling him.
Yep.
But no, I think Liverpool looks set, bro. I think this team looks... They are just flying under Arne Slot. I didn't expect them to struggle this season, but I didn't expect them to be looking this comfortable at this stage of the season. But yeah, it is obviously... it's still early in the league. I'm still backing my boys to be the main ones to push Man City this season. But going into next weekend, after Arsenal lose to Bournemouth and Liverpool beat Chelsea, it's
tough.
That Arsenal-Liverpool game is I think that one probably decides second in the league.
At least second.
Normally, you get into this game and you're like, this is title decider.
Yeah.
This is the second place decider, bro. It helps that it's at the Emirates. But yeah, no Saliba, Liverpool's form, Arne Slot. Arteta also looks like he may be...
We'll get into it. By the time the next episode comes out, these European games will have been played.
That's true,
so
and hopefully we'll have been right
context.
about our predictions for Arsenal and United. Let us know your guys' thoughts on Matchweek 8's results in the Premier League. Let us know your thoughts for the upcoming Champions League and Europa League fixtures. Thank you, as always, for watching the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.